Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. I hope you're having a I was going to say, I hope you're having a great new week. See, this video, I'm planning on putting it out on Sunday. Who knows? But I probably will be putting it out on Sunday. I'm recording it on Friday. And for me, Sunday's Monday, right? In Israel, it takes about 10 years to get used to it. But the first day of the week is Sunday, and you have Friday and Saturday off, essentially. Apart from me, I work every day. Honestly, I take the Sabbath off from like Friday night, right, when the sun goes down for 25 hours. That's when I'm off. But then, when Sabbath ends earlier, which it does this time of year, I normally end up working at night, doing like drawing stuff, right? Whatever. I normally end up working at night as well. I work way too much, right? Bottom line, just way too much. But I digress. I hope you're having a good day. But what am I trying to say? I hope you're having a good day out there. I remember it. When was it? The 30th anniversary of Doctor Who. We had this great little documentary that was then butchered, done by Kevin Davies, called 30 Years in the TARDIS, right? And it was butchered, and they took out a bunch of interviews, and they put in a bunch of much more populist one. One of those interviews I believe they put in was Toya Wilcox, who was, you probably don't remember Toya Wilcox, I do, blimey. She was huge in the 80s, right? I just got her mixed up with, what was her name again, from Breaking Glass? I like that too. But see, I'm showing my age. Anyway, Toya Wilcox was talking about Doctor Who. Okay, this is not what we're going to be talking about. She talked about how sexy she thought the Cybermen was, all that rubber. Like, okay, Toya. Again, child of the 80s. What can I tell you? But the other thing she said when she talked about the regeneration from William Hartnell to Patrick Troughton, the first week she didn't like it. She was like, who is this? By the second week, she'd forgotten about William Hartnell, right? And that's kind of been a constant, I think, of people playing Doctor Who throughout the history of the character, and no difference with Chibnall Whittaker, and I would say her characterization of the Doctor hasn't been too doctorish, right? That's what I would suggest. Her characterization has not been overly doctorish either way, but we're finding out now that the fan media that fawned over her, and they would lambast you and attack you if you didn't join their fawning, right? If you weren't like, she's so good, and even though the stories were objectively and objectively awful, right? So, they fawned her. And now, all they know about the next series is Russell T Davies. He hasn't announced anything else yet, but they know they like Russell T Davies. You know why they like Russell T Davies? It's actually really sad. Not because he's a brilliant writer and a brilliant human being who I've never met him. I just think he is. Right? Just from my reading everything he's and seeing his character, I just think he's a great person, right? Who I think has a sense that has a temper on him and does bad things too. But whatever, I think he's a great person. I think the show media, they don't really care about that. They just care that he's successful, right? That's the only thing they care about, that he's successful. They know Doctor Who's going to be successful because they've had a lot of time with a lot of egg over their face, and they do not like having egg all over their face, right? They do not like it one little bit. Nobody really does, right? Everybody, but what can I tell you? I've said many times this year is narrative hitting reality. Now, which, again, if you follow my channel, I've had an interesting time with mental health over the last little bit, which I only just realized last week. When I said this year, when I'm Jewish year, which is right, September to September, narrative hitting reality, I didn't think it would be me, right? I didn't think it would be me I was talking about. Well, it totally was. Like, I had a narrative, and it hit reality, and thank God it did. Reality is so much better than the narrative that I believed in. I still think the world's going to end. I still think it's the end of days, but that's as an aside. Narrative hitting reality. They've had a lot of time of narrative hitting reality. It hasn't been fun. They're looking forward to the good times where they can get behind Russell T Davies and be like, they know he's an ally, or he's whatever they want to go. They know he's on the same side of them. ideologically. So they're very, very excited, leading to the result of they couldn't care less about Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall with their last. They just could not care less. And you know what it's like? It's those. You saw before when Saturday Night Live was still funny, right? They had what was it? One guy played this little kid coming to a movie set, and they had whoever the star was, Ryan Reynolds, and there's a much lesser star. And the kid wasn't interested in Ryan Reynolds. He was interested in the lesser star. And Ryan Reynolds was like, oh, look at like trying to make himself more interesting. So that's kind of what we're getting right now. Is they're not interested in Chibnall Whittaker, not at all. No, not in any way. Which we're going to read by this trio of articles that came out in the last 4 days, right? That's how quickly this turnaround has happened. It's quite fun. It's quite fun. It's quite fun. It's quite funny. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? Freaking awesome. Thank you very much. Genuinely, thank you very much. I think if I was screaming thank you very much, I can stop and say, genuinely, thank you very much. It's fantastic. It really, really helps, right? Liking, sharing really. And I because I don't do it myself, and I'm terrible. Like I watch lots of Tim Pool videos and crowd. They all say like, share. I'm like, yes, I do. I never share. Okay, I'm terrible. I've really got to do that because I'm asking you to do it because it really does help me. Comment really, really helps me. Subscribing, huge. And if you're on Rumble, hit the Rumble button. Subscribe to me on Rumble. Comment is really, really great. And sign up for my Substack. That's a email newsletter. That's I let you know about all my content, and I put a bunch of comic books out of it, like vintage comics that are out of print. Been putting out a bunch of the Blake 7 stuff. I really enjoyed it. Oh man, it's so nice to see that stuff again. Remember the Blake 7 monthly? So that this and that. And also have a paid one, which I got to put more. I just did a video saying exactly the same thing because I haven't had any time between these two videos. I got to put content out on the paid one. It's the 18th of February and it's the shortest month, and I'm gonna put out a bumper crop of stuff. Maybe Sunday. Fine. So like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack. Fine. We covered everything. Let's have a look at this news story over here. There we go. Russell T Davies explains why he's returning to Doctor Who for season 14. Now, this was in my news video I put out on Friday, but it really, really, really excites me, and I think it sets up the tone fantastically. So we're going to skim through this because we all know it's coming back. Revived it in 2005. We all know. Man, I never finished watching season 3 of Cobra Kai. I'm just looking up. I've just seen that trailer. All this changed in 2005. A lifelong fan, Davies took a bold decision. What was it? Doctor's cancellation in 1989, the series seemed as if it was to remain a relic of the 20th century British television, kept somewhat alive by a dedicated fan base and ancillary media. I think it's a real testament to what Doctor Who is, that the wilderness years were pretty good for Doctor Who fans. We had so much content, right? We had the new adventures, and then after about 5 years, we had Big Finish, right? It was a great time to be a fan. And we had really great Doctor Who, right? Really, really genuinely great Doctor Who. And why? Because it never died, right? Flash Gordon, you don't still get Flash Gordon, fan fiction, even though I should write some, actually. I'll do a comic. You don't normally get that. But, when a franchise is dead, a franchise is dead, a franchise is dead. It's... but Doctor Who never died. Bottom line, it kept going. All this changed in 2005 when lifelong fan and acclaimed writer Russell T Davies took the bold decision to bring. Well, they didn't take they begged him, and he said yes. Bring the series back in the 21st century. He did so with the incredibly popular revamp. I think revamp's a fair word. Revival, revamp. That his story continued, and the subsequent showrunners. That has, I think it's a story that has continued under subsequent showrunners Stephen Moffat and Chris Chibnall. Well, yeah, it continued, then hit the rocks with Chris Chibnall. After a break of 10 years, he has written the award-winning worthy dramas such as It's a Sin. Davies now is set to return to Doctor Who for the 60th anniversary special into season 14 or season 1. Again, they're not being clear. I don't think he'll call it season 14, even if it is a continuation. Right, I really don't. I mean, they considered calling it season 1 when Matt Smith started as well. Right, it's like I think they got to find a new naming system that doesn't ignore what it is, right? It'll take the reins back from Chibnall, and when he and current Dr. Jodie Whittaker depart in a feature-length special later this year. Can't come soon enough, because you know when that comes, after it's done, it's over, like that. It'll be over. Like, do you realize by Christmas nobody will even think about Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who? It'll be over. It'll all be over by Christmas, you know. Oh man, I'm sure. I'm not sure. I'm really hoping that Russell T Davies is going to want a series of reruns of the best of Doctor Who going on TV, so people can remember how great it was. Right? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Right? Why wouldn't you want to do that? I mean, just look how popular the watch-alongs were during lockdown. That was the best bit of lockdown. It was lovely until Paul Cornell came and blew it up. Schmuck that he is. There you go. I taught you a new Jewish word there. So we'll take back the reins from Grand Dr. Jodie Whittaker departing in a feature-length blah, 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 blah. Part of the scenery, BBC Centenary celebrations. The final nail in the coffin. Season 14 will be made under Bad Wolf, owned by Sony, not under BBC, and Davies will be rejoined by several key behind-the-scenes figures, including executive producer Julie Gardner, absolutely, and Phil Collison. The three that rule the one are coming back. Jane Tranter's in charge, I guess, so it's pretty good news. Let's hear about some Murray Gold, okay? Murray Gold, right? So they're asking, like, why on earth are you coming back? I mean, obviously to save Doctor Who, right? He's always loved Doctor Who. Obviously to save Doctor Who, because it would be destroyed. But I think there's got to be a creative input into that. So this is the thing that really excites me, really. There are things coming up that are brand new ways of telling stories that have never been done before. So it feels new. Now, Doctor Who has always been the forefront of the cutting edge of television. It always has, like since its very, very beginnings. Regeneration, you know, like nobody had even thought of that before. Regeneration, because it's crazy, right? It's crazy and it worked, right? But it's always been fearless, and I think when Doctor Who stops being fearless, which I think this current era is, I think it's very fearful. Right, but Doctor Who has always been fearless in terms of, and you know, the thing that really annoys me about this era is they told themselves they're being fearless by doing the safest thing humanly possible by hiring Jodie Whittaker. Right, they're not being following a crowd isn't being fearless. Standing up to a crowd, that's being fearless, right? And that's where you get my respect. But the way we consume media has changed. How much has it changed? That a schmuck, see how easy you can use that word? A schmuck in his basement can have a functional Doctor Who TV show, commentary TV show that just grows in popularity for zero budget, and it works, right? And it works. The way we consume media has changed. I think honestly, I'm not sure how much it really has changed though, because the truth is, people like being entertained and being interested, and it's not entertaining and interesting what they're putting on TV, because it's just this monoculture that doesn't reflect reality in any way, shape, or form. But anyway, the way of consuming media is changing, right? And this is why I'm so excited, because I think this is the thing pushing him, right? He wants to be on the forefront of the creation of a new way of telling stories, which somebody like Rusty Davies, it's the way to go. It's the direction for him to go in. And I don't know what we're going to get out of this era, but I think it's going to have a profound effect on television, right? Not television, televisual entertainment. Because I think this is where we're seeing it reinvented, right here, right? So it's a very exciting time. Very exciting time to be a fan of Doctor Who. Very exciting time to be a fan of media in general, right? Because it's being reinvented before your eyes. There we go. It feels new. I wouldn't go back if it wasn't feeling new. But that's the thing about Doctor Who. Every episode is new. Every single episode. I'm sitting now 10 pages away from a climax thinking, God, I've never written in this territory before. This is strange and new. It's always new. It's always it's a self-renewing show. Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely, Russell. And again, having somebody with this much insight and understanding is really exciting. It's not that everything he's going to do is going to be brilliant and knock out a park. Same with Moffat, for example, and a lot of people got very frustrated with Moffat. But you hear Moffat talk about Doctor Who like on a theoretical level on the DVD box set, on the Pertwee one. This was it, the season 10. He has him and Mark Gatiss have an extended interview about Pertwee. And it's got such incredible insight, right? Such incredible insight into what the character is, which I think is so important. Because I think, and the current era, the Doctor hasn't been a character because no one's been a character. Because I think that's Chris Chibnall's weakness, basically, and I think that and cowardice, so two things that don't really work with Doctor Who. So okay, Rusty Davies coming back. They are very excited, very excited. Man, they go on for a little bit. Should we keep reading? I'll keep reading. There's rationale keys into one of the inherent strengths of Doctor Who: its ability to constantly renew. Yes, that's true. To constantly renew, yes. To change, no. Change is not part. Change is part of Doctor Who. Yeah, but there are changes. There are changes, right? If he became a lesbian that sits in an apartment and eats food and goes out and berates men, he'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm a Marvel comic character from 2022. Are they all that? But that seems to be somewhat different from what Doctor Who is. I hate to be the one to bring it up, but yeah. But the thing about Doctor Who, because you do have this reboot built into it, this rejuvenation built into it with Regeneration, it doesn't just give you the ability to change the main actor and thus continue the longevity of the show. It gives you the ability to change the style of the show, and so it's always been very cutting edge. Like every few years, it becomes incredibly cutting edge. Look at the change from Pertwee to Troughton, right? Absolutely, it became super cutting edge. The same with Baker from Baker from Pertwee, and same from. I mean, we look at the John Nathan Turner years and go the 80s were a bit naff, but the Doctor Who in the 80s was very, very, very contemporary, right? That Sixth Doctor coat was 80s, pure 80s. And when we got to the end of the 80s was Professor McCoy, very, very, very cutting edge. It's always been very, very cutting edge. This is most obviously seen in the concept of regeneration, which has led to numerous actors taking on the lead part, each giving their own unique spin on the cat. Apart from Whittaker, who gave no spin. Again, if you like it, God bless you, nothing to do with me. However, the reinvention Davies seems to be referring to now is on a script level. Every episode and every serial Doctor Who has to be completely different. Well, basically, you just get one set that you reuse. This mainly comes from because they're traveling around in time and space. I don't think that's what he's talking about. I think it's the shape of how the stories are going to be delivered to you, right? Davies' palpable excitement, which is making me so excited, right, is how he talks about his upcoming episodes should be encouraging to any fans anticipating this new era. I'm so inspiring confidence that the writer will not simply rest on his laurels, despite numerous returning crew members from the previous run. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say, because of this, I don't care who is casting right now. I'm going to give it a shake, right? I'm going to give it a fair shake. I really hope it's not going to be something difficult. Right, I really hope it's not going to be Lydia West, which is going to be really hard to go into it with open mind. But I'm going to go into it with I'm going to give it a fair shake. Hopefully, that's my plan anyway. There's also raised the speculation now season 14 of Doctor Who could be written differently, especially in comparison to Davies' prior seasons. Well, he did invent that shape of a season, and it was quite perfect. That shape of the season, like was it 70% new, 30%. Old monsters with a overarching plot that they didn't really rigidly stick to for every episode. Just came in and out. Fans will have to see whether Davies continues his approach in the age of streaming and on-demand entertainment. He's gonna. I just can't wait to see what he's thinking, right? I can't wait to read the interviews in Doctor Who magazine where it explains what he was thinking, right? I can't wait. I can't wait for production notes to start. I can't wait, okay? I'm gonna have to, but I'm so excited, right? I am so genuinely excited. Right, so they also seem quite excited here. So a couple of days after that, same day came out this article, also Screen Rant. Russell T Davies' best skill is what modern Doctor Who needs to survive. So this is interesting. Let's say now we're looking forward to Russell T Davies. We're getting an idea of that all has not been well, as they've been telling us. Russell T Davies is returning Doctor Who and bringing with him the capacity for grounded melodrama and compelling character relationship. Yes, because people. He knows how to write people. So exciting. Doctor Who is going back. I mean, listen, even his most deranged drama, which I disagreed with the premises of, was Years and Years, was also, but the characters were wonderful. I loved all the characters in them. Doctor Who's going back to 2005 as former showrunner Russell T Davies will return to the series and bring with him the best screenwriting skills that will allow a modern franchise to survive. The series has been failing since the departure of Moffat in 2018. Blimey, we can say it in public now. Chris Chibnall's run of Doctor Who has been generally seen as mostly unsuccessful. Mostly harmful. Mostly harmful. Though it has had its fans. Yes, obviously it's had its fans, and none so queer as folk. Everybody can like anything. I just think the majority of the fans are being somewhat insincere when they say they liked it, right? And that's the feeling I got. Though Davies' runs, seasons 1 to 4 of the revival, plus a year of specials, isn't flawless. Yes, he excels at writing characters, and his return could see Doctor Who return to a more grounded roots. Just whatever it is, it's going to be a more competent take on it, right? Because the massive incompetency that was that created the Chibnall era, right? The massive incompetency. Russell T Davies is a man who brought back Doctor Who from the dead. Revival 2005. His Doctors Chris Rackle and David Tennant, the 9th and 10th Doctors, are some of the most beloved in the series. I've just started listening to the new 9th Doctor box set from Big Finish. I hope to finish up relatively early so I can finish listening to the first story. And there's a Sideman story on the second one. I didn't know there had been a Sideman story. I got to look back on their Twitter to see if that was something that was a surprise reveal, right? Because I'm looking forward to that. The other Sideman story they did on the 3rd box set, freaking awesome. Like the one set around Fritz Lang's Metropolis, absolutely, genuinely awesome. I will say that's probably one of his best stories he's done, including on TV. Including on TV. There's some of the most beloved in the series. Davies' stories often focus on interpersonal issues that stem from the complexities of traveling with the Doctor. Rose Tyler, Billy Piper, often finds themselves trying to balance home life with being the Doctor's companion. Now, this was something major that they introduced into the mix in 2005. That they made the companion a character. Everyone is a character, and it was such a revelation, right? That Rose had a mother and a boyfriend and was a person. It really made everything super different. We kind of got that a little bit with the later companion. I mean, not Mel. Mel was cardboard cutout, but and what was going on with Perry's weird relationship with her stepfather? That seemed to be, and okay, while we're at it, why does Perry? Why is she always kind of mad and pissed off at people and dresses like a huge slut, right? She dresses like a massive slut. I mean, that shows there might be something weird going on with a parental relationship, paternal parental relationships. So don't think about that too hard, right? Don't think about that too hard. But yeah, no, it was a wonderful new addition, and also made the Doctor more rounded. In when what was it? Partners in Crime, right? I think it was Partners in Crime or Smith and Jones, right? You had the 10th Doctor who had just been left by Rose, and he was in the TARDIS talking to himself, saying, "Oh, and then it's such a clever shot, right? They just pulled back, right? Pulled back, and he's the entire time, and look, and he's alone. And he knows he's alone, and you feel his emptiness, right? All this from brilliant writing without saying a damn word about it. You understand about the character. And if you don't understand about the character, you understand on the subconscious level, which makes everything pull together so much better, right? Rose often finds out home life with a companion, and also look, we got Jackie, we got Mickey, great, freaking awesome characters. I can't get enough Jackie, right? And if you're asking, would you? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I can't get enough Jackie. She's a great character, and it's the flaws that make them. It really is. It makes them lovable, makes them human. With David Tennant's Doctor is regarded as the most human iteration of the Time Lord yet. Most human? I'm going through them. Well, certainly not Tom Baker. I would say Peter Davison, maybe a little bit more so. Yeah, amongst the most human, right? Amongst the most human. The return of Davies marks a major turning point for Doctor Who as a series. His strength as a writer has always been his ability to write compelling drama and excellent characters. Yes, and how the two are so intrinsically intertwined, right? So it's so importantly intertwined. And character, something that has been absent from newer seasons, arguably lacks Chibnall's sense of ambition. You know, this is just one of the idiot catchphrases I use, sense of ambition. He didn't have a sense of ambition. He had a sense of cluelessness, you know, like getting him to do things that were just bad ideas, right? Just bad ideas that he didn't realize would blow up Doctor Who. It's not ambition to fail on a massive scale. And Moffat's capacity for genius ideas and amazing one-off stories. He's the best all-round showrunner the revival has had. Yeah, I agree with you. Many viewers take issue with the lack of development of the 13th Doctor, which is disappointing given Jodie Whittaker's talent as a performer and her status as Doctor Who's first female Doctor. Yeah, listen, look, you've been let down. That is true. Davies can redeem this rocky start by writing the 14th more consistently and actually making him a character, right? Making him into a character. Davies always also has a talent for writing compelling side characters. Rose Tyler, Martha Jones, Donna Noble. I mean, really, Jim, the what are they called again? The Grey Cloak, the Grey Shield. It was Wilf and all the seniors. I and honestly, that regeneration scene with Bernard Cribbins, it was just so freaking awesome, right? He will knock 4 times. It's just this mild, like, we all knew, right? The minute it was tap 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 tap, right? And it was like, and he begged him not to, and he did anyway. It's the perfect way for that Doctor to regenerate, who is just such an incredibly humanistic Doctor, right? And why? Because we love Wilf. We love Wilf. We loved because they're characters, because they're great characters that we recognize ourselves in, that we recognize our society in, right? In the Who universe throughout his run, and proof of that is go and look at how well they've done on Big Finish, right? The that Donna Noble box set, Kidnap, brilliant. One of the best things they've released in the last 5 years. By the way, I keep plugging this because I'm so amazed I liked it so much. The Third Doctor thing, the Annihilators, absolutely excellent. Absolutely, I'm recording the review for that next. Which, if this is going out on Sunday, that's going out probably Saturday. Where are we? which gives the world a sense of grounded reality as the characters raise real-world concerns about their daughters traveling with the stranger claiming to be an alien. Exactly, and it's real-world concerns, right? It's not inserted into it, right? It's not used as a platform. The return of this level of melodramatic realism is long overdue. It was never a strength of Stephen Moffat or Chris Chibnall. Don't put them in the same bloody breath, mate, okay? This is kind of human drama we will essentially be essential in helping Davies' second run of Doctor Who stand out. I agree. Absolutely agree. David is also unique for creating a shared universe with Torchwood and Sarah Jane Adventures. So do you think when he was promoting It's a Sin and he said, yeah, franchises, you know, like I had a franchise and I didn't even realize it with Doctor Who. Do you think he had any inkling right then he was coming back? I'm not sure if he did. Or maybe that's what Jane Tranter had a conversation and said, look, Russell, you were 15 years, literally 15 years ahead of the curve, right? 15 years. Let's put that into context. If we were 15 years ahead of the curve in 85, right? What would that mean? That means that we would have on BBC Two at 2 a.m. when nothing else on, repeats of Doctor Who going with directors' commentaries and actors' commentaries over them that people could record and watch later. And why would they justify making that content? Because they all know 15 years from now there'll be Blu-rays that people would want them on, right? That's how far thinking in the future is. Imagine, again, watching Warriors of the Deep, and for some reason they've released a Warrior of the Deep Silurian 3 action figure set for some unknown, insane reason that nobody can really fathom. Well, at least I can't. Right. But imagine then they recorded the behind the scenes stuff right then for the DVD release in 15 years' time. That's how future thinking it was, right? So that's pretty darn impressive. Though Chibnall's already brought Captain back and then cancelled him, Davies can create new characters with their own supporting cast to interact with the new Doctor and their companion. Yes, if you're creative, you can do this. You can do this again, and it's not really that hard. Davies gave the Doctor a pseudo-family for the first time since the Time War. And though there are plenty of plot points to pick up post Chibnall, crafting a realistic relationship with their friends and family should be Davies's first priority when writing and compelling 14th Doctor. And also, I think, dealing with the Jodie, and I think he's going to deal with it in some way. I really do. I think he's really hated it, right? Why has he hated it? Because I think it's really left him with egg all over his face, with a lot of people, right? The future is bright for Doctor with Davies returning. Yes, we know. We know you're excited. So then 2 days later, we had yet another article, yet another one, speculating on what we could expect with Russell Davies. And I think all these are wrong, right? I think all these are wrong. It's saying exactly the opposite. Doctor Who Season 14, 9th and 10th Doctor questions that Russell Davies' return can answer. Do you think he's going to be backward looking? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. I'm intrigued to see what they're going to say, but I really don't think so. Russell Davies is returning as showrunner for Season 14. What the 9th and 10th Doctor questions are... But what 9th and 10th questions the Doctors are left aren't answered. Okay, let's find out. Okay, Russell Davies, etc. We know. Okay, I just read this twice. Okay, let's just get down to it. Season 14. Man, what are you being paid by the word? Fine. The Reapers. What's to know about the Reapers? I mean, I guess now Gallifrey's back. Are they? Who cares? Really? I mean, they were great. They were great for one episode. I don't think we're seeing them again. The Reapers introduced in Doctor Who Season 1, Episode 8, Father's Day. And again, Paul Cornell, such a good Doctor Who writer, right? Such a fantastic Doctor Who writer. Such a douchebag. In real life, what can you do? Mozart was also a bit of a douchebag. Father's Day are beings that arrive to fix temporal paradoxes in time. For the past 13 years, they've only appeared once, despite the show giving the impression that they are important enough to be recurring characters. No, it was one episode. And they were there to fill the gap left by the Time War, right? While they haven't been in the show, they've appeared in a handful of Doctor Who comics in addition to the short stories, toil and trouble, or shortness of breath. It's one of the many Doctor Who questions that remain unanswered that stay in fans' mind, because it's seemingly integral role maintaining space and time. For God's sake, nobody remembers, okay? Nobody remembers something from 17 bloody years ago. Nobody. Okay. The audience is the normie. They kind of have a memory of this. They don't remember it. They're like, oh my God. Okay, I'm a super fan, and I don't give a shit, okay? So, dude, take a chill pill, right? They've been... Gallifrey's back, and they're gone now. Who knows? The Doctor's daughter, Jenny, well, I think if they were going to pick up on that, they would have done. I think there was a plan to. Stephen Moffat asked not to kill her, after regenerate her in the end, right? Or regenerate her back to life. But I think that whole thing got taken over by River Song, maybe, who also regenerated in the same... I don't know. In Season 4, Episode 6, The Doctor's Daughter, the 10th Doctor and the companion Donna and Martha land on the planet Messaline by order of the soldiers on the planet. The Doctor sticks his hand into a progeneration machine where the moment later, a woman that he determines to be his daughter. The daughter, Jenny, Georgia Moffat, develops a stronger connection with the Doctor and even talks like even takes a bullet for him in the end, sparkling with the Doctor's famous I never would speech. I can't remember that. It can't be that famous, can it? Fans questioning what happened to Jenny and Doctor Who because she comes back to life at the end of it, flies off in the spaceship. While Jenny has appeared in audio and comics, her possible return in the show was teased for years. She's too old. I hate to say it. Look, Georgia Moffat doesn't look like that anymore. There's been a lot of kids, right? There's been a lot. I'm not saying that, she's a hag that should wear a bag on her head. She doesn't look like 20-something Georgia Moffat anymore. Just the way it is. I'm sorry. She can sound like it, but she doesn't look like it. I mean, have you seen, what's it called again? Staged? yeah, obviously. Impossible returns, teased for years. Davies actually bringing back the character is questionable, considering the length of time since the last appearance. I mean, it was season 4, so that was 2009, right? So we're talking 13 years ago. Yeah, look. I mean, she's probably, 25 there? Can we look up Georgia Moffat? Second. It depends how good the internet is. It's Friday morning. As I said, Friday morning is like the weekend here in Israel. And so everyone's home, and my interweb's just slow to a crawl on Fridays, right? Hello? What's going on? Come back. Georgia Moffat. Okay. Are we going to open up? So how old was she then? Oh, here it comes. So she was 37. So back then, she was born in 84, 94, 2004. So she was 25, right? She's 25. There's a big difference between 25 and 37, okay? In terms of, being able to be that. Okay, look, I'm sorry. There's a lot of kids that's gone down there. It's a man's world, baby. David Tennant can still play the Doctor. It's just, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that what the world is like this. Fine. The woman from the end of time. This is the only thing I really would like them to deal with, right? Let me scoot it back over. I think I just got to readjust this. Yeah, so this is the only thing no! Here, we'll try again. Okay, open. There you go. Close. There you go. So yeah, this was very intimated. It was the Doctor's mother. Never picked up on. Really quite annoying. And the source of the Weeping Angels. It's what it seemed to be. It was going on to. Completely dropped. Right, completely dropped. This is something I would like them to come back to. Yeah. Davies stated before they intended the Doctor's mother to be an unnamed time lady in the episode End of Time, but he left it open for interpretation. The mother question appears to be answered by the timeless child situation. No. Please use this to retcon that away, right? but it's possible that Davies will play will play with that, considering how poorly the plot element was received. I mean, everybody hating it, literally everybody, absolutely hating it, right? Yeah, that was not received very well. Well, Doctor Who Flux essentially looks Timeless Child as an undeniable, please, undeniable, and they all woke up and it was a dream. Easy enough. 1 second. Go and check out Alex's Leave season 12. This is season 13, but season 12 is the one where he does a Capaldi season, and he retcons away the entire Jodie era in that first episode. It's a book on tape. You can go and check it. It's look him up on YouTube on Dr. Alex, right? And just listen to that first chapter, right? That first chapter wipes it all away. Yeah, it's undeniable. Leave me alone. I deny this. I deny this reality. Whoa. Yeah, listen, you had Tom Baker face Jodie Whittaker and that awful future in The Matrix. I think it would have put the shits up in quite a bit more than, the eyeless surgeon or was having his foot caught in a train track. Yeah, I love that I can say that without giving any reference to it, and you all go, oh yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't feel bad, mate, it's okay. Dr. Vax essentially looks at undeniable canon. The Doctor's granddaughter Susan could fix the Timeless Child story if the Doctor, this is what Chibnall stuff does, right? It makes you try and think of ways of fixing it. Yeah, you could use the Doctor's granddaughter Susan to fix the Timeless Child if Doctor Who put her in the modern era. In the show, the 13th Doctor is told that she actually discovered on a different planet an interdimensional orphan. What a crap idea. She was adopted by the first Tectoon, Sayon Baxter, whom the Timeless Child eventually referred to as Mother, despite being used for experimental purposes of her regeneration powers. Yeah, that's something that won't endear you to kids. Yeah, just an FYI. Regardless, the end of time implies that the Time Lady is someone important. Even if it can't be the Doctor's mother, Davies could revisit the character and give her an important role. I kind of hope he does, right? That's one of the few bits of navel-gazing he does. Weeping Angels. First introduced in the classic season 3 episode Blink, the one that had to come up with an episode without Doctor Who in it. Very, very, very clever. It was Stephen Moffat. Weeping Angels are probably one of the most famous monsters created for the modern era. I agree. Of Doctor Who. However, their origin is entirely unknown. One Weeping Angel fan claims that the fallen Time Lords, they are fallen Time Lords, considering that there's not much known about their origin of the species either. It's an interesting possibility to explore. Well, again, that was the end of time. You had the mothers covering her face. Weeping Angels obviously intimating the Weeping Angels. Weeping Angels' unknown quality makes them more frightening. I tend to agree. That was one of the things that were awful about them in Doctor Who Flux. Explaining everything about the origin runs the risk of ruining them. I think Davies could probably handle it. However, Davies might have more to say about the Weeping Angels that could enhance the significance of Doctor Who. Right. The Doctor's name. Okay, we're on the last one. Why? Okay, I think, who was it did this? It was... I'm pretty sure this was Rusty Davies, right? With the John Sim Master story. 3-parter, where they talk about how he chose his name as a doctor because he wants to make other people better, right? Other people better. Yes, I like that a lot. You don't need his name. I don't think he's going to touch it. The question is first introduced when the modern era, season 4, episode 9, Forest of the Dead, fantastic story. River Song, Alex Kingston whispers something to the 10th Doctor's ear, which is later revealed to be his name. Doctor Who's Timeless Child era creates 11th Doctor. Timeless Child creates 11th Doctor retcons that include reasoning that kept the name secret. Season 7 finale, the name of the Doctor establishes the Doctor's name could start a catastrophic war. That was just Moffat, right? Again, continuity is a general thing. It's not a myopic thing, right? However, the Doctor, and I do feel you can make everything fit into one continuity if you try, even Mordred Undead, right? However, the Doctor's reaction to River Whispering's name signifies perhaps he's not lying. The Doctor's name is often teased from being Basil to, according to the 12th Doctor, to the Doctor's alter ego, John Smith. Perhaps jokingly Mildred, according to Stephen Moffat. If they never reveal his name. If David reveals the Doctor's name in Doctor Who, there would be a really compelling reason to do... Yeah, there has to be a compelling reason to do something absolutely stupid, right? Absolutely stupid. After all, there could be spectacular consequences. If it really is Mildred, it's not Mildred. Nevertheless, it's something that Davies sets up during his time on Doctor Who. He may decide to carry out in his second run. Maybe. I find most of this unlikely, right? I think what we're getting is cutting edge entertainment. I think that's really genuinely what we're getting. Cutting edge entertainment on the absolute cusp of storytelling, which also happens to be Doctor Who. So I'm just like freaking psyched, mate. I mean, really, who wants entertainment to be rebooted more than us right now, right? Entertainment is really, in general, is really up for a regeneration. I wonder what it's going to be this time. It's always a bit of a lottery, isn't it? So hopefully this time the entertainment industry will regenerate in a good fashion. Be a directed regeneration under the hands of Russell T Davies. So I don't know. I am excited. I remain excited. I'm excited that the show media is excited. I'm excited that we all agree. Right? I'm excited that we're getting to the point where we're all agreeing, and I think that toxic fandom is going away, and you can feel them melt away right now with the episode. So that's going to be great. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.